we don't chase quantum of leads. We actually look for how do we build relation with decision makers. Get as many leads as possible and start working on that.
Welcome to The Brief. Today we have a very interesting gentleman with us who has actually co-founded a company right now, has played strategic roles in large enterprises like Microsoft and many other companies. Today he's here to talk about B2B marketing and how it has played a strong role in terms of growth and leadership, and also increasing pipeline for the organizations that he is working and the one he is currently founded as well. So welcome to The Brief, Vishnu. We are very keen to know what is your background like, because I think the most interesting part I think for you is now, which is I think you have co-founded a company. While I think you have already co-founded a company, I think you have played very strategic roles in organizations like Microsoft, so on and so forth. What led you to co-founding a company, number one? And number two, how has B2B marketing played a significant role in what are you doing today?
Thanks, Rishi. Thanks for having me here.
My
Pleasure to have this chat with you. What kicked me to start something, co-found something, and start working on is, going back to the same old cliched story of COVID thing, right? During that time, I moved back from Bombay to Hyderabad. I was thinking, what should I do? It just occurred that, if everything is so uncertain, right? And if I always wanted to do something. And then I decided, if not today, when? If it is so uncertain, no better time to start during an uncertain time. So that's how it started. Overall, my career, I started as a techie, just like all the
So you're an
IT
engineer.
folks. I wouldn't call it an engineer, but yeah, I studied some computer science, and then I did some tech roles for a few years. But then after that, I decided that that's not something that I'll be able to do for the rest of the time.
Okay.
So I moved into sales and then continued with that.
Great. And then how did you happen to co-found your company?
It's an interesting story. So me and my partner Amal, we studied together. In fact, when we were studying, we were thinking about it, starting something, and then we did few gigs at that time as well. But then the usual stuff, got placement and all, got into the companies. And then almost from 2016, he and I, we have been exploring ideas. We have been stop and start. A lot of things we have been going through.
Okay.
But then one fine day, he said, look, I'm starting. It's been almost 6-7 years we were discussing. We aren't doing anything. I'm starting. Whenever you are ready, you come.
Okay.
Right. So for me, it took almost a year and a half after he started. But then I also felt that, okay, now it's time.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. So
All right.
I joined him.
Great. I think that's how it starts for many of them, right? Sometimes we start too early, but I don't think it's too early or never too late.
Of course, the right time.
It's the right time.
You just know.
You just know. Now, I think since you've played a significant role in terms of sales in many organizations, and even I think you're still selling, right? So what I understand is I think stepping into the shoes of a sales guy has definitely helped you co-found a company, because you know your strength is sales.
It did. Yes.
And in that context, I want to understand, how has enterprise buying behavior changed in the last decade, or in the last 5 years after COVID, rather?
Let me pick a decade, because the 5 years will be very, very small.
Sure.
But if I look a decade ago, how it changed is it changed from quantity to quality. Right? So earlier it was like, in a very short time, get as many leads as possible and start working on that. But now it is get trust of few decision makers over a long period of time. So I think that has flipped. So now it is, we don't chase quantum of leads. We actually look for how do we build relation with decision makers, few decision makers who really matter. That's how it has changed.
Okay, so the objective is to create demand.
Yes.
How do you create demand? Is by building trust.
Yes.
right? And then nurture those leads
Yes.
and convert them.
I like what you said. That's a part of it. Earlier we were capturing demand, right? You
Yeah.
have demand in the market, so you
Spray
start
and
chasing
pray.
people, spray and pray. This is what I sell. This is what I have.
Yeah.
Right? Come and buy from me.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't work any longer.
Yeah.
Right? You have to go and create demand, which means you have to go work with the decision makers. What can be done, and also what we have done, which we can bring to you. Right?
Exactly.
So that's where you create demand and then work on that.
So as a co-founder, what does your typical day look like at your current company? What is the first thing that you look at once you open your laptop?
So my typical day goes from like 5 to 11, 5 to 10:30, 11. But I wouldn't say that I'll work
5 in the morning?
5 in the morning.
Wow.
5 to 11. But I don't say that I work all these whatever number of hours. I spread my work through the day.
Okay.
Right? Maybe 5 in the morning I do some yoga or whatever. And then some, work at home, some personal stuff. But then I also look into my calendar. The first thing I look into is my calendar.
Meetings.
Right? Not only meetings, if there are any things that need to be done.
Okay.
And me and my partner, we have, that's something rather credit to him. So he sends out a list that we need to get done on that day. Right?
Nice.
On the Teams. So I look for that list. So we know that what the day is looking like.
Okay.
Then I can space out my work.
Nice. And within all of this, where does marketing intersect?
That's the crux of the everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I also do is talk to, or one of the first things that I do is talk to our BD team, talk to our sales team, talk to our marketing team, what we are going to do on that day, as well as what are we going to do, let's say, for that month and for that quarter.
Got it.
Right? So that's the daily affair.
Great. So we talked about the shift that you have seen in buying behavior, right? What is the shift that you have seen in B2B marketing over the years?
Yeah, if I can put in a very crisp terms that I used to typically call as, it has shifted from ABC to BCD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the three key teams, right, in any organization. You have marketing, you have sales, and then you have delivery. So marketing was marketing would do grabbing the attention. A, sales would create the belief in the customers that we can deliver it, and the delivery team will build the confidence that yes, we have delivered what we promised, right? That used to be the scenario ABC. But now it doesn't work any longer. Now I call it as a BCD. The marketing has to first create the belief with the customers that yes, tell some believable stories. Sales should create the confidence that yes, we can create or deliver what we have done. And delivery have to do such a damn good job that the customers will invest or they rather involve us in their decision making. So that is where BCD, right? The belief, confidence, and decision making. Now we have to be part of the decision making.
So customer service also plays a good role.
Customer service, post-sale service, and how we deliver what we promise. Because rightly what you said, right, initially, demand creation. Demand creation doesn't just start saying that what you have.
Yeah.
Demand creation happens when the customer involves you in their decision-making process on what they're doing, what their priorities are, and how they're going to work with you to fulfill those priorities.
Fair enough. I think one is as a co-founder, second is as a marketeer, and also as a sales guy, it's very important to understand what the customer needs rather than you trying to sell something what you want.
Yes.
Right? That is where we create the right demand.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? How close you have been to marketing without being a traditional marketer? Because I know from your experience, you're an outright hardcore sales guy.
Yes.
Right? So how do you connect with marketing? Because ideally, just to add to that as well, in many organizations, there's always a conflict between both the departments.
It has to be.
And it's healthy competition.
It's a healthy conflict. It has to be.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, I mean, whatever you do, your sales is going to be fed with the leads from the marketing, right? I mean, they are going to feed the top of the funnel. So you have to work very, very closely. And then the sales has to create a pull effect. Rather than waiting for marketing to come and fill your pipe, you have to go and tell the marketing what do you want, what kind of leads you want, right? What is your target Marketing, of course, will do the GTM, they will do the customer segmentation and all of that. But as a field salesperson, you exactly know what sells. So you have to give that feedback to the marketing, what do you want from them?
Exactly.
Then that works. Of course, there will be healthy conflict. They will say, look, we have created this. Sales says, no, it didn't work for us. So that healthy conflict always has to be there. But the input has to go from sales to the marketing so that then marketing can, I mean, it's a good thing, right? Then marketing exactly know what to get for the sales.
Exactly.
Without that feedback, they also have to shoot in the dark. Because to their credit or to their understand to their limitation, they are a little far away from the customer, right? They are not talking to the customer every day. So
Fair
that
enough.
feedback has to go from sales.
And at what point do you realize that you need to hire a marketeer in your organization, right? Because how old is your organization, if I may ask?
About 5-6 years.
5-6 years.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that, okay, marketing is a necessity?
Yeah. See, when we started this, I mean, we spoke to several people who have already been in this entrepreneurial journey. And of course, you read and all of that, right? The first few years, it has to be founders, right? Whether you do marketing, whether you sales, whether you do delivery.
Chief of all officer.
Chief of everything, right? You have to be there with the customer, right? A day in and day out. Without that, you don't know what your customer wants.
Exactly.
So again, there is no benchmark for that. How many of those are few years? It may depend on organization to organization. It may depend on personal preferences and so on. But I think about 1 year ago, that is when we started realizing that, look, this is not scalable for us any longer, right?
Yeah.
We need someone to really focus on the marketing.
Alone, yes.
Telling those stories every day, right? So that is when we decided that, okay, we should have, in fact, the entire thing, the sales, the BD, the marketing, everything came on board in a span of 1 quarter.
Wow.
Because when we realized that, yes, now we need to have someone who will scale what we are doing.
Exactly. And in enterprises, generally, where does GTM really break, right? I'm sure you have put a plan of GTM and everything, but as per your experience, where do you think GTM really breaks?
So GTM breaks when you focus on what you want to do. There is another part of GTM which is also what you will not do, right? That is, again, you will learn over a period of time. So for us, GTM is 2 parts, as I said. We are very clear what we will do, and we have also clearly stated what we will not do. Right? I'll give you an example. For instance, while we do this AI and low code, a lot of technologies that we work on, we also have analytics, data analytics as a skill, as an organization. So we do those projects, we have delivered those, we have the capability, right? But we took, as an organization, we took a call that, look, we are not going to proactively go and sell that as a service.
Okay.
The reason is there are so many organizations doing that, right? Our core proposition, there is a strength that we are playing to in a specific area. And we also have ancillary skills. Now, if we put our marketing budget, if you put our sales effort on that ancillary skills, our energies and money and everything will get dissipated across multiple things. So for us, GTM is focus on the strengths.
Okay.
And we sell the ancillary services to our existing customers as well. So that increases our wallet share. And then it doesn't waste our marketing dollars and time on things where we have to compete very hard.
Like Paddy Upton said, play to your strengths, not your
Of
weaknesses.
course, yeah, of course. So we learn from gurus, right? These are nothing like we are reinventing wheels.
Yeah.
We listen to more of these people or who have been through the journey. Ultimately, you realize after certain time that
fundamentals have to work.
Fundamentals have to work and play to your strengths. There's no point in working on weaknesses.
And I think since you said creating demand is what we are looking at this stage, right? How has PR really played a role over there in the B2B ecosystem in terms of creating that trust and demand?
See, again, what you just said, right? Fundamentals are fundamentals, right?
Correct.
Whether it is marketing, whether it is PR, everything, whatever was probably applicable a decade ago, 2 decades ago, few decades ago, the fundamentals remains the same. So PR is also important.
But
right?
we build on that, yeah.
We build on that. But how do you go about doing the PR? Right? I'll just step away from the business side of it and give you a small example.
Sure.
For instance, right? We do a lot of, apart from the business, we also do a lot of other things like we do women in tech initiatives, right? Which is imparting industry-ready skills to women engineers who are studying in engineering colleges. And we do that, of course, that we tell people, and then there's a PR around that we do. But we do that not because it is a good thing or a nice thing to do or it creates a good PR, but it is because my partner genuinely believes in that.
Okay.
Right? He genuinely believes in that, and when he talks about that we are doing these things, people will really trust, okay, they are doing really with some good intent, right? So your PR should involve telling what you genuinely believe and what you are genuinely doing.
Okay.
If it is superfluous, people will just know. It doesn't work. And I think it was applicable probably a century ago, and it applies today as well.
Fair enough. I think that's a good strategy. Of course, many people can always do things which can really help people. One is obviously it builds credibility and some amount of trust. And today I think we were also speaking to a gentleman from Cockroach Labs, DB, and he was also telling me that I think the moment you go talk to a prospect or a customer, 79% he should already know you.
Yes.
Right? 30% is of course the selling bit and understanding why he needs it and everything.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I think that trust has to be built over time. And in your case, from whatever you said, Women in Tech is just a great initiative to sort of give back to the community.
Yeah.
Right? And tomorrow, at some point, somewhere, it might convert.
And it also converting for us.
Yeah.
2/3 of our workforce is women.
Very nice.
Right? So with some of these initiatives, they join in. So it is already there.
Likewise. Actually, most of our workforce is also women. In fact, again, we have taken a big chunk of our workforce to Mangalore, which is a tier 2 city. And again, most of our workforce is women.
Yeah, it works. So me and my partner, we keep joking that from a diversity standpoint, now we have to start hiring more boys and men.
But again, what works, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I think, we come from the B2B event space. And from every conversation that you take digitally to even voice conversations or video conversations, putting a face to the conversation is always very, very important in sales, right?
Yes.
So how has B2B events really played a role in terms of strengthening your pipeline and closures at the same time?
Yeah. So it's all about keeping expectations and what mindset do we come into the B2B meetings, right? Of course, when we are investing something in an event like B2B, we want to have leads and those things. But when we walk into the event, we walk into the event to see whom we can meet and what we can learn from people.
Correct.
Right? It's that place where you can, in a short period of time, you can learn about a lot of people's thoughts, their priorities, what they are looking at. We don't see that as a sales event. From that standpoint, it really works for us, because then you are having very, very open conversations. You are not being pushy. Look, I have something, I want you to buy, or I want you to invest in us, or nothing. It is about, hey, this is what we do. Does it make sense for you? Do you want to have more conversations? So it triggers those conversations. So from that standpoint, these B2B events help very well.
Yeah. Obviously, as a marketer or a co-founder, it's important to be on the field, talk to the customer, know his pain points.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can always go back to them with a solution, right?
Yes.
And because again, as co-founders, sitting in just the boardroom and calling the shots is not enough sometimes.
Yeah.
Likewise, even as marketeers, right? You cannot build stronger campaigns until and unless you go on the field and interact with the customers. So I think from that perspective, it is always about narrowing down your approach in marketing. It is not what it was, like you said. They said that, email might fade off.
Yes.
Right? Email marketing might fade off. So many things they said that will fade off, but unfortunately, it still exists.
It exists.
Right? Email marketing still works.
It still works.
But you have to just narrow down your approach.
Exactly.
Make it more personalized. Give them what they want. Try and sell your solution in a way, which really makes sense. Yes. Not just, again, like I said, spray and pray.
So that's exactly. So email marketing we still use, right?
Yeah.
And what I tell my team is, look, don't worry about the numbers. Of course, in sales, in marketing, everything is number. But focus on the quality.
Exactly.
Right? You don't focus on sending 50 mails a day. You focus in such a way that your mail should get a quality meeting.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, I don't call it a lead. It somehow it gets a very generic I would say non-outcome based quantity or entity it becomes. So I call it quality meeting. I don't call it a lead. I said, get me quality meetings.
Yeah.
Right? And those quality meetings come from quality emails. So the moment you put an actionable thing, right? What I mean by quality meeting is that there is something that we learn from the customer, and then therefore the discussion goes forward. It
At
is
least-
not like I do a meeting today and I close a deal, right? A quality meeting paves the way for next. And for
Exactly.
that quality meeting, you have to send a quality mail.
Exactly.
And that doesn't come from chasing metrics like how many mails did I send today.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It is about how many mails did I send today, which is going to get me a good quality meeting this week.
Exactly.
So that's the focus.
Perfect. So, in the crux of all of this, what you're doing right now, where does AI fit in? I think the buzzword of AI agents, AI in general, where does it fit in terms of B2B marketing and scaling growth for you in the current times?
Let me share a personal anecdote, and then I'll come to
Sure.
where AI stands in marketing and how, whether co-founders, founders, marketers, sales, how they should use it, right? This was some time ago. I was working along with my daughter. We were working on, she's into commerce. She's studying commerce in high school. So there was some balance sheet thing. We were not able to crack it. So as usual, so we go to ChatGPT and then we ask it. So it gives a nice solution where the balance sheet is tallied. So for someone like me who doesn't understand much of commerce except whatever I would have learned during my MBA, I have accepted that solution. Maybe it is right. Right? But she pointed out, look, this discount thing is not supposed to be on the credit side. It is supposed to be on the debit side. And then we rectify it. We tell ChatGPT, look, this seems to be wrong. Then it rectifies it, and one more prompt, and then finally she is happy that yes, now the solution is correct, right? So what, and many such, not just that. So what it told me that if you are using any AI, you should know the subject in which you are using the AI,
Exactly.
right? And otherwise, AI can hallucinate. It can give any solution, and then if you are not good in that subject and you use it, and then you end up doing wrong things, right? So as the case that was. So even now coming back to the professional life. So there was a point when we were going, I told you, right? I mean, we decided we felt at some point we need marketing, we need sales, we need BD and all of that. So now the team started coming up, and once you have it, you want to go in a rush, right? So I almost got tempted. There are these AI-based marketing tools which will create your campaigns, which will create your campaign automations and all of that, right?
Yeah.
I almost got tempted. We saw some demos, right? I almost got tempted of a tool saying that, okay, it can create the campaigns for us. So we can accelerate things. Luckily, our BD lead, he said that, look, let us take a step back. I don't know whether AI can create quality campaigns because that's what he does for his everyday job, right?
Got it.
So he came back and said, Vishnu, let's hold back. So we went back to the whiteboard, and we said, what are we trying to do? Right? And then when we started looking at what is it that we want to achieve, then we started evaluating those tools not from their AI capabilities, but what they can do for our marketing. Doesn't mean that we cannot or we should not use it. It is just that we should know where we want to use it.
Yeah.
Right? So we did not use it, let's say, for creating campaigns or automations. We said, look, we will create because we know it has to be personalized. So we know exactly what our marketers should get. But of course, we use AI to, get our content accurate or not accurate, but at least formatted well and so on. We use it. But again, that calibration has to be there where you want to use AI.
Yeah.
And I think that's so since we were not doing a lot of campaign automations, we were not doing a lot of campaign generation earlier, suddenly jumping to AI and asking it to do, we don't know whether it is doing the right thing or not.
Exactly.
But now, after a time, probably now we know that, where we can use AI to run the campaigns.
Exactly. So, for a modern day marketer, from your experience, what do you think would be the right skills to have?
Okay. I think
Knowing
storytelling.
AI, even knowing AI, right?
I mean, these are tools will keep coming and going,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there was a time when knowing how to write a beautiful email was a skill which was required, right, for email marketing. At some point in time, then marketers needed to know how to create a good content, pictorial content, right? Or memes, etc. There is a lot of meme marketing also going around, right? Even in B2B space. So the skills and how you present, they'll keep on evolving. Today there is AI, tomorrow there will be something else. But I think good storytelling, I think, is still remains a believable storytelling.
Yeah.
And reputation building. I think these, the marketer should know what do we stand for as a brand, as an organization, and then how do we tell the story in a believable fashion to further improve the reputation of the organization. I think that's a skill, I think, that is always evergreen for a marketer.
Rapid fire round. I think these are very short answers.
Okay.
3 minutes. First question, what trend that you don't buy into?
What trend that I don't buy into? I actually buy into every trend. It is just cautious on how I use it.
You try it and then decide whether you like it or not.
Yes. Because if there is a trend, there is some value in that, right? I mean, it doesn't just come out of blue moon.
One key credibility B2B teams lack.
One credibility that the B2B teams...
Or capability, rather.
Is... Okay, I wouldn't say... I don't know whether to call it capability, but one thing that I see B2B teams not doing is talking to people who are on the field. Right? They're still in...
Sitting out of boardrooms and making
sitting
plans.
out of boardrooms and making plans and campaigns and messaging, etc. But they should talk to more customers.
Yeah.
They should talk to people who are actually delivering or building solutions and products, people who are selling. So I think the marketers should do more of a field work, right? At least they should do 30-40% of their time in the field work so that their rest of the time will be well spent.
Exactly. One habit every enterprise leader should have.
Keeping the calm and composure.
Great. And also sales.
Of course, sales is there. See, every role is a sales role, right? Today, even a technical role is a sales role.
Exactly.
Right? They have to sell the solution.
Yeah.
So everything is a sales role. So
you have to even
if someone says,
hey,
I'm not into sales, then, probably, or I don't like sales, there is no career, sorry.
There's no career. You also need to convince your employees.
You have to convince your employees, you have to convince your managers, your peers, right? Your subordinates. So everywhere there is a selling. What you sell is a different thing, but it's a sales.
Yeah. And one thing you feel that B2B marketing teams should stop doing?
One thing that B2B marketing teams should stop doing. I can't think of anything. I think
Possibly.
we should. Maybe if you have something, I'd like to
I
hear
think
from
it
you.
probably could reflect back to the same thing. Not having your meetings as much in boardrooms and go out on the field.
The same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Stop spending your 100% of time in the office.
Yeah.
Right.
Start talking to customers.
Start talking to customers.
Try to start selling.
Try to start selling, yes.
I think that will give you better marketing campaigns.
Absolutely.
Or other ideas. One thing you think they should start doing?
Start talking to customers.
From your perspective, what do you think might get outdated in B2B marketing over the next 2 years?
B2B marketing in the next out. So going back to what I said as A, B, C or B, C, next 2 years, I don't think there is going to be that a drastic change. Like I told you, right? Earlier marketing was attention. Now the marketing has to build the belief. I think few years from now, the marketing will have a role to create that confidence that yes, our product or our service can deliver it. So I think the marketing will go more into getting closer to the customer.
Perfect. Do you feel sales guys or marketeers make better entrepreneurs?
Whoever has the risk-taking capability.
Yeah. Nice.
Because I spent life as a sales guy also for quite a long time. And it took a long time for me to jump out of the comfortable corporate life into a entrepreneurial. So yeah, it's just a calling that.
Do you like what you're doing right now, or did you like what you were doing earlier?
No, I enjoyed what I did earlier, and I am enjoying doing things. So I don't think these are comparable. A lot of times I hear people saying, look, the corporate life is boring, or, I don't want to do this. I want to do something else so that I work for myself. I think that is all. You shouldn't run away from something.
Exactly.
Right? As long as you're enjoying doing that, just doing that. I mean, corporate life is not bad.
It's not bad, of course.
Yeah, it built my life.
Of course.
It's not bad. It's
I think
just
today
that
you're able to do your role in your organization much better than you would have started maybe 20 years back.
Yes, of
right?
course. Of course.
So-
Because I had so much of learning.
Of course.
That experience didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So yes, the corporate life is not bad. This life is not bad. It's all about what you do, like the cliched thing, right? What makes you, start every day in the morning with a fresh mind.
Exactly. So Vishnu, tell us about yourself, right? I think I know we talked about your professional life and everything. Personally, what do you like doing? Who you are as a person? What drives you to come to work beyond work?
Yeah. So personally, if I had to say in a non-negative way, positive way, I have a very boring life outside work. Right? I don't do much parties and all of that. Of course, at some point in time, I would have done. But I prefer reading a lot. Right? And I like cooking. So I spend good amount of time in the kitchen every day.
Very nice.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it stress buster. It is like a refresher.
Of course.
It just keeps me refreshing. I spend some time in the morning and the evenings. Yeah, that keeps me refreshed. While listening to music, you are just cooking something. So it's like you're creating
Therapy to
something, right? You're creating something. So at the end of the day, whatever we do, it is for those 3 meals of the day. So if you're contributing into that, it keeps you fresh. So those are 2 things. I read a lot of non-fiction. I think fiction probably 10, 12 years ago, I think I stopped. I don't know. It is just about what you feel like reading, right? It is not that it is bad. I read a lot of fiction. But these days I read a lot more of non-fiction. In fact, so I, couple of years ago, I completed my MA in organizational psychology.
Wow.
Yeah. Currently I'm pursuing an MA in philosophy. So
What drives you to actually go ahead and still study?
It just keeps, expands your thought process, right? You learn something new.
Yeah.
You may not apply it immediately. It may not be relevant for what you're doing.
Exactly.
But it's somewhere the dots get connected, right?
Sure. I think that drives you to do whatever you're doing today, right? I think my passion is something else. And I think if I don't keep following my passion beyond work, then I'm not motivated enough to come to work.
Yeah,
I
so
feel
I
something
have,
is
outside
missing.
the work, I have to stay refreshed.
Exactly.
Right? I like driving.
So you do a lot of road trips.
Road trips I do. Yes.
Interesting. And if there's one word of advice that you would like to give to people who are starting their careers in marketing or sales, what would that be?
Trust. Don't just go with what you sell today. And don't go with a mindset of what is a transactional relationship with your colleagues, with your bosses, with your subordinates. Think like you are in a long journey, right? And then the trust builds over a long period of time. And then if that is lost, then there's nothing else left.
Yeah. Great. I think it's the same thing that applies to even your customer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whether it is customer, partner, your colleagues, your peers, your bosses, wherever it is, right? They should have the trust factor that I can rely this person.
Correct. That sums it all up. I think that's a good note to end our conversation. Thank you very much for joining this podcast.
Thank you, Rishi. Thank you so much for having here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
It's very, very comfortable talking to you. I think it's very, very conversational discussion that I had with you. So thank you so much.
I mean, in the process, I got to know you a little better. But nevertheless, thank you so much for sharing
but
all your...
But let me flip the question now.
Please.
Let me know about you.
About me?
Who you are outside the work?
Outside work, so I'm a fitness freak.
Wow.
I go to the gym a lot. I also learn a lot of boxing. Yeah.
Do you still do?
Yes, I lift a lot of weights, of course. So I like going to the gym 6 days a week. I ride a lot of motorcycles. I go touring. I've done a cross country across 5 countries.
Wow.
Solo across the Alps. I go to.
How does it feel?
Very good. Just by yourself on the bike with your own thoughts, I think it's good therapy.
And just your focus on the road, right? Nothing else.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like for me also when I drive, I keep telling that driving is like meditation for me.
Yeah.
Because you're just in the moment. You're not thinking anything, right? You're just in that moment.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's the same
And
with
by
the
yourself,
bikes.
yeah. And yeah, I also go to the racetrack. I've been to all the racetracks across India. So this is me. I think that is my passion beyond work. For me, I feel the gym anchors my day. So I have a early start. I go to the gym at around 6:30. Push hard, anchors my day, and then I get to work. And on the weekends, whenever I have free time, I'm hopping onto my bikes and doing something or the other.
Where is
Yes.
your next trip to?
Nothing really I've outlined, but probably I want to challenge myself in a race. So that is something I want to do.
All the best for that.
Thank you. But I think we have to look forward to something, I think, beyond work
Yes.
that keeps us going.
Yes.
Because I think once you even try to deviate beyond your work and then come back to work, you're more refreshed that way.
You're
Sometimes-
refreshed and you have a new thought process on the work. as well.
Exactly. You always need to disconnect to reconnect. So that is what I believe. Taking short breaks are very, very important. I think I don't fancy the culture of working 24/7 without sleep, not taking breaks. That is not something that I really admire. I believe work hard and also at the same time follow your passion.
Yes.
Right. Nevertheless, Vishnu, pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure talking to you, Rishi.
Hopefully, we'll catch up beyond the mic and cameras.
Of course. Yeah.
But thank you for sharing your valuable experience.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.